everybody, Danny Mott here. Thanks for joining us. This week I have an incredible drill for you that will have you feeling the type of feelings that the best players in the world feel in their takeaway, at the top of their backswing, through the impact area, and through into the follow through. One of the problems that you'll probably find whenever you're trying to learn the swing is you've probably tried to work on the takeaway, and whenever you've done it and you put yourself on camera or someone's had a look, you're not improving fast enough, or you're still in the same old position you were before, and you want to know why that is. And the same impact, maybe you've struggled with an impact position where basically you're trying to get that compression, you're trying to get that lovely consistent strike, but actually you keep making the same mistakes, and again you want to know why. Well, one of the keys to these factors is to learn the feelings that are required for a perfect impact, the feelings that are required for a perfect backswing, and drills. And this specific drills really help you to achieve that, all right? And that's what we're going to share in this week's training. So before we do, if you're new to the channel and this is one of your first videos, consider subscribing and release content like this every single week to try and help you improve your game. So what is this drill? Well, before we go into the drill, let me tell you why drills are so important. As a coach, we're always trying to help people improve their swings, whether it's their takeaway, whether it's their backswing, whether it's their impact position. Now, you can see as many images as you like about what you're trying to do, etc. The problem is the body doesn't follow instructions very, very well, right? So what we've got to do is we have to speak the body's language. The body's language loves to get, it needs to learn feelings, what it's supposed to feel like at impact, what it's supposed to feel like at the top of the backswing. And unfortunately, I can't share really my feelings because they're personal to me, and like you, when you feel an impact position, you know, it's going to be very different for you as well. So what we use instead is this. We can both use the same drill to achieve a great backswing, to achieve a great impact, but that drill will provide us with our own unique feelings that we can then use to take that improvement out onto the golf course. So this is why drills are so important. I'm going to share with you now a drill that I didn't personally create, but it was part of it. It's come out of the Pete Cowan School of Golf. I've seen him using it with a number of his clients, and it's absolutely fantastic. So basically what I want you to do is this. I want you to get yourself into posture position. So what we're going to try and do here is this. Good strong posture. So we're going to tipping from the hip bone here, getting ourselves nice and balanced. And what I want you to do is I want you to simply just put your palms face down to the ground here, and I want you to do is this. I want you to move the palms upwards, or your fingers upwards here. Now when you do this, you'll feel like a strain in your forearms. Now what I want you to do now is this. All I want you to do from this position here, you're pushing down, and from here you're basically pulling those fingers up. And all you're going to do with your biceps nice and connected, you're just going to start to work this backwards like this, okay? Keeping that pressure on, pushing down, feel the strain in your forearms. You'll feel a bit uncomfortable to start off with. And as you're doing this then, all we're going to do now is from here, we're going to move the palms to the sky. Move the palms to the sky. Now this then forms a wonderful top of the backswing position, okay? Now from here, we're going to move it back down and then through into impact. Now this is producing a number of wonderful feelings. We're going to go into them one by one and how it can improve your takeaway, your backswing, and your impact, and your follow through. So from here, let's do this from this angle so you see it one more time. So we're getting ourselves set, tipping from the hip bone, nice and balanced, palms facing down, a little strain in the forearms, working the way together. Now this is the takeaway motion. And this is the backswing. We're going to, once you get to back, just past the back there, just past your hips, we're going to move and put the palms up to the sky here. Great position at the top. From here we're going to throw them, excuse me, throw them back underneath the body here. So right over the top of the golf ball, the right shoulder here is in line with the right knee, and that is impact. So what have we learned so far? There's basically three feelings there. We have the feeling of the takeaway. This is what the top players are going to feel. We have the feeling what it's supposed to feel like at the top, the tightness here, the shoulders being nice and solid. And we also have the feeling of what we're supposed to feel right here at the moment of impact. So let's go through them one by one. So how does this relate then to the golf swing? Well, so many players, and I've had a couple of clients doing exactly this week, so many players struggle with their takeaway. So when they get set here, what they do is they tend to, in a sense, do this. Rather than keep the pressure on here, as opposed to doing this, they might do this. The pressure's off, they get limp. The club does this. Whereas my hands now, my hands are out here and the club's in here, there's a big gap here. Well, that doesn't exist when you are pushing back here. Look at the difference. Look how easy it is to keep that club online. I'm not trying to keep it online, it's just a byproduct of this motion. So we don't have to try and keep the club online and try and put the head in position all the time. We can just go through this exercise, get a feel of what is the perfect takeaway. Pushing down here, feel the strain in your arms, biceps nice and connected, and just push down and work the club back. It makes no sense that I can't do this. I can't move my hands away from my body because I'm pushing down into this position. That then sorts out the takeaway, and it will give you the feeling of what you're supposed to feel from there to get into that position every time. From there we want to get, well, what do we do after that? Well, what do we do? Well, we got you to here, and then what we do is say, right, now put the palms to the sky. Put the palms to the sky. So we've moved into this position here, got a feel of that, do a few of them, palms to the sky, palms to the sky. Now, you're not then trying to put the club in position. What you're trying to do is you're using this drill, this exercise, to feel the takeaway first. Then you're trying to feel what you should be like at the top. So then you, from here, you're simply joining the dots. You're learning your own personal feelings. The drill's teaching you that. And then you'll start to get into the position you need to get to at the top of the swing. The question is, what do we do from this position? From there, we're going to work the club back down underneath the body. Now, what do you see with a lot of players? Me included sometimes. One of my personal problems is I get to here and I often slide. Well, that's not a great position compared to, because the drill wants to do this. Up, fire, and we're rotating back into impact, rotating back. Palms with my fingers now pointing towards you. Now I'm basically right under my chest as opposed to here. What do a lot of players do who maybe slice the ball? They get here and they do this. So they're in this position. They're coming across the ball. Well, that is completely different feeling to working on this. So if it's a downswing thing and an impact position you wanted to work on, use this exercise only for that. Get yourself set and then work on moving itself. So you're over the top of the golf ball here. I'm feeling the pressure. Look how close my hands are to my body. They're not out here. They're not out here. They're right there. Well, if you wanted to stop coming over the top, wouldn't it be great to learn the feelings of what is required for that? This does this as well. So let's have a look at this in action. So what we're going to do, we'd only probably work on one thing at a time. So I'm going to say, let's say we're going to work on initially the takeaway. What I suggest you do is you get to the driving range, and a real practice session now, 50 balls, 100 balls, you need to do at least 4 or 5 exercises before each ball to generate the feeling. So let's work on each one in turn. So let's say you're wanting to work on a takeaway. I'd get you to do a few exercises like this to feel this motion. Okay, get that feel of what that feels like. And then what I do is say, okay, that's what I've got to work on. Let's see if I can create that feeling now with the golf club. That's all I'm going to work on. And then go. Now I'm not interested in strike at this stage, I'm working on what? The feeling of improving my takeaway. So that's all I'm going to work on. So I get myself, feel the pressure here, and away we go. Okay, so that's it, so that's takeaway. So, and that might be an entire session where basically you put the club down, you remind yourself of this feeling, and that is something that I don't see enough of golfers when they try to improve their swing. Once they've hit a few good shots, they think they've got it. But remember, you need to speak the body's language. It doesn't understand the instructions very well, so teach it with feelings. Get it to feel what it's supposed to do, then hit some shots. Make the practice in quality. So from there, let's say your takeaway is pretty good and you want to improve the top of your backswing position. Well, clearly we're then going to do this. We're going to go here. We're going to palms to the sky and go, right, okay, that's interesting. Palms to the sky. What feeling, what does that feel like? Okay, right, we've done that. Then we go, right, okay, back. Palms to the sky. Try and recreate that same feeling. Back, that's all I'm focusing on. I don't care where the ball goes at this stage. I'm going to try to recreate the same feeling. And away we go. Number 2, that might be a practice session in itself. Then we work on impact position, and what are we supposed to do through impact? Well, from here, what are we supposed to do? We're going to get the club palms to the sky, and when we want to throw them back here, let's look at this here, my fingers are pointing this way, and then they rotate under the body here, fingers this way, then look, they're pointing towards you now. We're rotating back underneath us here, and then through into impact. So again, 5 or 6 exercises. What does that feel like for you? For me, it really feels like the butt of the club is staying quite close to me here. My tendency is to get the butt away from me, so I often feel like the butt's staying quite close, but that's personal to me. That's what the drill creates. So working in here, trying to create this motion right over the top of the ball, that's what I try and work on now. Let's get a feel for that. Back, push back, and through. Now I hit that a little left. Why? The feeling I got wasn't the drill. I got a bit here though, which is one of my faults. I need to get much more over the top of the golf ball there. I didn't do on that one. Fantastic. I felt it. What do? Back to the drill. Work on it. Backwards and forwards. And let's try to get that sensation. So, let's summarize. This drill is absolutely fantastic, and it really, look, it's winter here, and this is a great drill for the off season. You can work on it at home, but one of the things that we're all trying to do is we all want to improve our swings, but the question is, how do you do it, and how do you do it consistently? I cannot tell you what to feel, but I can give you tools to help you learn the best swing, the best takeaway, the best top of the backswing position, how you get into impact. I can give you all of those things. Now this drill helps you to create it. Let's go through it again. You get yourself stud here, tipping forward nice and balanced, pushing down with the forearms directly underneath your chest, pull the palms up. When you do this, you'll feel a strain. Now when you do this for the first time, you are going to feel uncomfortable. When you stretch here and you move this motion, you're going to feel some stretch across your shoulders. It will feel a bit uncomfortable. This is a stretch that we're working on. It's very, very important. It loads the body and gets the body working very effectively as you kind of wind it up to the top of the backswing here, and you move those palms to the sky. From here, I'll do it in slow motion. We're going to basically try and get the club firing down so the palms are directly under us. How do we get there? Comes up. As we're coming down, as you notice here, my fingers are pointing this way, but when I turn, I'm rotating now, back underneath me here. Finish position, you can look in the mirror, right shoulder, over the right hip, over the right knee, back in here. That's where we want to be, pressure straight on top of the golf ball. And then we're going to rotate it through to this position here. Do those exercises and learn the feelings of what some of the best players are feeling from all their different positions in their golf swing, and then start to join them all together, and you'll start to find that you're going to get a really, really nice, solid golf swing that gives you much more consistency in terms of strike. Let's finish off with one more. Let's have a look at this. And there we go. So look, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with a friend who's struggling, and particularly in the off season, share it with somebody who needs to do a bit of practice, okay? It really, really helps. And of course, if you're new to the channel and this is one of your first videos, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell. Until next week, have a great golfing week.